Welcome to Palace to the Core. My name is Stephen Dawes. Thank you for joining me. This is the match reaction to Crystal Palace versus Brentford. If you haven't seen the game yet, or you haven't heard it, then do go away and take a look at it if you want to, because I will be spoiling the game and giving away the scores. So that is your warning. So come back later if you need to and listen to my commentary or my thoughts on the game anyway. Right. My prediction was wrong. My prediction was wrong. I thought we were going to beat Brentford, and I think that we came very close to it. Brentford brought on practically every striker, every forward they had towards the end of the game, and we were overloaded. We tried to bring on a couple of defenders to even it out, but it didn't work, and so it ended up 1-1. Now, to be fair to Brentford, they worked really hard. I mean, they played really well. They pressed us really well. They were stopping us getting the ball, stopping us playing the ball around as much as we wanted to. And one thing I've noticed from last season, I think it's happening this season as well, is when we get highly pressed, when we get closed down really quickly, it stops us playing our game, disrupts us, and it makes it harder for us to then create things and get into our stride, which of course is what Brentford want to do. But I've noticed that is a bit of a weakness, that when we get into, when we're not allowed to get into our stride, we're not allowed to play the game the way that we've been trained to play it, it does disrupt us a little bit. And, it was a very, I'll say, fairly even game, I think, at the first half. Brentford were trying really hard to break us down. We were trying to catch them on the break. We were trying to get down the flanks and things like that. And it was fairly even, I think, for the most part. I mean, Brentford had a couple of chances, but never really tested Gaeta in the first half of the game. And to be fair, we never really tested their goalkeeper that much either in the first half. It was fairly on as even, to be fair. And early on, we had Mateta up front, which of course wasn't quite working out. Mateta wasn't quite getting hold of the ball. He wasn't really being given the service. Trying to get the ball into feet wasn't really working for him. And it was a bit of a disappointing game for him, I think. And one of the things that it brought attention to me, which I'm going to talk about towards the end, was our strike force, the people we've got striking up front for us. Anyway, so the first half ended up a little bit like that, a little bit kind of bitty and not too much going on really in terms of out and out chances, half chances, nothing really out and out going on. Second half, we came out a lot better. We were a lot faster. We had a bit more pace about us. We were higher tempo, and we were causing Brentford some problems. We were really working hard, and we were getting ourselves down the sides. And Eze was pushing a bit further forward, and he was working well. Elise was working well. He was doing little step overs, and then he was tracking back as well, trying to break the ball up, trying to break the play up for Brentford. So he was working really hard. And then in the second half, we had that moment of brilliance by Zaha, which is exactly why he's so important to us. He got served the ball from Doucouré, and he got the ball, literally just got it out of his feet, curled it, right foot, through the players into the top corner of the net. I mean, that is why he is one of the best players that we've ever had, and one of the best players in the league, I think. And at that point, it was 1-0, and of course then Brentford were going to try to come back in it. That's when they started to swap out, bring more forwards on, and try to press us a little bit harder. And it was working well. They were starting to push us back. We were starting to go further and further back, and then eventually towards the end, right near the end, in fact, with only about 5 minutes of the game to go, Brentford got a goal. It was a cross-in, and it was a free header, really. It was a free header, unfortunately, that served us wrong, and he headed it back across goal and away from Gaeta. So it was disappointing to concede that late goal again. It's another late goal that we've conceded, but there were some positives to be made from that thing. But my first impressions were, firstly, I think we missed Mitchell. He did come on later on in the game, but I think we missed him a little bit. Ward played incredibly well. Ward had a great game. But I think we missed Mitchell's offensive abilities, his ability to link up with Zaha and Eze down that right-hand side, down the left-hand side, and, and do the overlapping runs and cross the ball into the box. He's very good at doing that, and I think we missed that today. Doucouré, for me, was absolutely solid as a rock in the middle, putting some great challenges, worked really, really hard, fantastic for him. And Eze was playing well, little step overs, little flicks here and there, little passes. Elise was playing well. We were all playing really well. The ones that I didn't really think played that well was Mateta and Edouard. I don't think they got into the game enough. I don't think they were given the ball enough, good enough service, and they were a little bit disappointing. And that's why I think we need another striking option up front. We need someone up there who is just going to get on the ball and do something with it. With Mateta and and Edouard, we don't really have anybody there who can really get the ball and do something with it. We need someone like I don't know if you've got to call it, someone like Harry Kane who can come deep, get the ball and do something with it. We don't really have that kind of option. We don't have a out and out pressing striker, I would say. But that's just my 2 pennies worth. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, of course. Let me know what you thought about the game and whether you agree with me or not. And also let me know about your scores, whether you thought they got the scores right or not. I've had a few in the comments, so let me know, why don't you?